The ornate chamber of the Galactic Senate fell silent as Ambassador Zethkri's voice echoed through the crystalline halls. His four arms gestured dramatically, while his scaled hide shimmered with amusement. "The humans," he wheezed, barely containing his laughter, "wish to join our military alliance. These primates who have barely escaped their single planet's gravity well." A chorus of clicks, chirps, and mechanical sounds filled the chamber as representatives from 100 worlds expressed their mirth. The Vorthak delegate's tentacles writhed in what passed for laughter among his species. Even the stoic Crystalline Confederation's representatives seemed to pulse with brighter light, their equivalent of humor. "They claim," Zethkri continued, consulting his datapad, "that their innovative military tactics and adaptable technology make them valuable allies against the Devourers." The mention of the Devourers sobered the chamber slightly. The biomechanical hive mind had been consuming entire star systems on the galaxy's rim, their hunger seemingly endless. The combined fleets of 12 major civilizations had barely managed to slow their advance. "Perhaps," suggested Chancellor Morden from her floating throne, "we should give them a demonstration of real military power. Show them why only the established civilizations are trusted with galactic defense." The human ambassador, Sarah Chen, stood calmly at the center of the chamber. She was unremarkable by most species standards, small, fragile-looking, with no natural weapons or armor. Her voice was steady as she spoke. "We understand your skepticism, but we request only one chance to prove ourselves. One engagement alongside your fleets." More laughter rippled through the chamber. How could these newcomers, with their primitive fusion drives and kinetic weapons, possibly contribute to battles fought with antimatter cannons and reality-warping technology? "Very well," Chancellor Morden declared with theatrical magnanimity. "We will grant you this opportunity. The 7th Fleet is engaging a Devourer advance force in the Kepler sector. You may send one ship, to observe how real warfare is conducted." 3 days later, Captain Maria Santos watched the holographic display aboard the UES Indomitable as the Galactic 7th Fleet arranged itself in perfect formation. 200 vessels, each the size of a small city, bristled with advanced weaponry that could crack planets. The human ship looked like a minnow among whales. "Incoming Devourer force detected," announced the fleet's AI coordinator in a dozen languages. "Estimated composition: 50 heavy bioships, 300 escort drones." Admiral Kexelor's voice boomed across all frequencies. "Human vessel, maintain position at the rear. Do not interfere with established battle protocols." The engagement began with the precision of a ballet. Energy beams capable of melting asteroids lanced across space while the Devourers responded with living projectiles that sought their targets like predators. For 30 minutes, it seemed the Galactic Fleet might actually win. Then the trap was sprung. 300 additional Devourer ships phased into reality from subspace, surrounding the Galactic Fleet. The precise formations became chaos as ships scrambled to defend against attacks from all directions. The Indomitable watched as vessel after vessel fell to the biomechanical horrors. "Fleet Command, this is Captain Santos," Maria transmitted. "Request permission to engage." "Negative, human vessel," Admiral Kexelor's voice cracked with strain. "Fall back to minimum safe distance." But Maria Santos was thinking 3 moves ahead, the way her grandfather had taught her during their chess games on Earth. While the galaxy's greatest military minds saw only the immediate tactical situation, she saw the pattern. Helm, full. Power to engines. Plot an intercept course with the largest Devourer bioship. "Captain," her tactical officer, Lieutenant Commander Wong, called out. "Our weapons won't even scratch their adaptive hull." "We're not going to shoot it, Commander." Santos smiled grimly. "We're going to ram it, but first..." Her fingers flew over the controls, activating systems the Galactic Fleet hadn't bothered to scan. The Indomitable wasn't just a warship, it was a human warship, built with humanity's greatest strength, the ability to adapt, improvise, and refuse to accept defeat. As the ship accelerated toward the Devourer flagship, Santos activated the mining charges stored in the cargo bay, charges that had been modified with every spare gram of antimatter aboard. She activated the industrial fabricators, turning them into kinetic projectile launchers. She even turned the ship's water recycling system into a weapon, flash freezing and launching ice fragments at near light speed. But most importantly, she began broadcasting on every frequency the ship could generate. The Devourers had evolved to feed on organized resistance, to consume civilizations that fought them according to predictable patterns. They had never encountered something like humanity's chaotic creativity, the wild unpredictability that had let primitive humans survive ice ages and asteroid impacts. The broadcast wasn't a message, it was pure human culture. Rock music, comedy shows, internet memes, children's laughter, the sound of rainfall, and 10,000 other pieces of beautiful, human chaos flooded subspace. The Devourer hive mind, accustomed to consuming ordered thoughts and structured resistance, recoiled from the assault on their collective consciousness. For the first time in recorded history, they hesitated. That hesitation lasted exactly 2.7 seconds. It was enough. Captain Santos detonated everything explosive aboard the Indomitable at the exact moment of impact. The resulting explosion didn't just destroy the Devourer flagship. It created a cascade failure in their quantum-entangled command network. Across the battlefield, Devourer ships began to drift as their collective intelligence fragmented. The Galactic fleet, stunned by what they'd witnessed, slowly began to realize they could win. When the battle was over and the last Devourer ship had been destroyed, the quantum communicators aboard every vessel in the fleet began receiving a single transmission. It was Captain Santos's voice, somehow still broadcasting from the wreckage of her ship. "This is the UES Indomitable. We may not have your advanced technology or your ancient wisdom, but we have something else. We have the absolute refusal to give up and the creativity to turn anything, even our own deaths, into a weapon. If you'll have us, humanity would be honored to fight beside you." 3 months later, the Galactic Senate voted unanimously to not only accept humanity into their military alliance, but to commission human tactical advisors for every major fleet. The Devourers had learned to adapt to conventional warfare over millions of years. They never learned to adapt to humanity's beautiful, terrible, wonderful insanity. And that made all the difference.